I want to talk about this post that Terrence Bud Crawford made on Twitter saying, yo, I just want to be great. And of course, the Errol Sprints fanatics came out and drove talking shit. I mean, Twitter is a cesspool anyway. Why people actually tweet and talk on Twitter, I have no idea. Twitter is more toxic than YouTube, but of course the Errol Spence fanatics did not hesitate to run over to his channel to talk crap. They'll run over every place else, but run and go tell Errol Spence to make this fight. But this is something that I wanted to say to Terrence Bud Crawford. Errol Spence is not your ceiling cap. Not by a long shot. To me, you beating Errol Spence, sprints. I've said this for a while. It doesn't tell me how good you are. I'm still looking to see how good Terrence Bud Crawford actually is. But beating somebody like Errol Spence does not tell me that. What Terrence Bud Crawford is going to need to do to find his ceiling is actually look beyond Errol Spence. Because, like I said, it doesn't tell me how good he is. Now, him going up and fighting somebody like Jermell or something like that, him beating Jermell is more impressive to me than him beating Errol Spence. Because as much as people want to proclaim that Spence is this and Spence is that, Spence is not. And I really don't need to see the fight to know that Terrence Bud Crawford beats him. I really don't. And at this point, the way they shucking and jiving so much, man, day by day, comment by comment, I'm less interested in the fight because I'm tired of hearing these women crying. They ain't doing nothing but crying. They talking everything but some boxing at the end of the day. I'm looking to see where we can take Terrence Bud Crawford beyond the Errol Sprints. Okay? Because Errol Sprints, let's face it, in my humble opinion, the kid been overhyped since he touched the scene and haven't lived up to the hype since he touched the scene. That's my personal feelings. You can feel however you want. You a fan of Errol Spence. You can feel he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. That's your prerogative. I'm not going to mess with you about it. So please don't come over here and mess with me about my opinion and what I think about him. Because as of now, I haven't seen the greatness. Yes, the kid got skill. Yes, the kid can box. Yes, he could do all. But where you guys are trying to place him, he's nowhere close to it. So when it comes to Terrence Bud Crawford, Errol Spence doesn't tell me or show me Terrence Crawford's ceiling. I'm looking for somebody out there that I feel like within reason, within a weight class that he can reach, who can actually be a legit threat to him. Because honestly, as a Bud Crawford supporter, I don't feel no threat with Errol Spence. Errol Spence fans feel the threat with Terrence Bud Crawford, but Terrence Bud Crawford fans don't feel the threat with Errol Spence. We just want to finally show to you and prove to you that it's always what we said it was. But I don't feel the threat. I would feel more of a threat with Charlo than Spence, believe it or not. That's my opinion. Just simply, him just going up to that weight. I would feel more of a threat then, but I don't feel it with Errol Spence. I don't. And like I said, as the day go on, I'm almost less interested in the fight with the way that they act. Because one thing's for sure, when Terrence, let me be open-minded. If Terrence beats Errol Spence, ain't no credit gonna come with that. Dog, this is the discrediting era. You know what I'm saying? He can knock him cold out. And here gonna be the excuses. Well, it was his eye. Well, he wasn't the same fighter. Well, he wasn't this. Well, he wasn't that. See, it's one thing, like, if you doubt a guy, you like, I don't think he'll do this. I don't think he'll do that. My boy will wash him, this, that, and the third. And it's one thing for that person who talk so passionately against Terrence Bud Crawford and say, you know what? He proved me wrong. He is the man. These are not that type of fans. They're not going to admit that you're actually better than him, even if you show them and prove to them in the ring that you're better than Errol Spence. They're still not going to want to give you credit. That's just where we at now with boxing, and it's sad. That's why I always said I look beyond Errol Spence. I look way beyond him because, like I said, I don't feel the threat. I feel it could be a challenging fight and whatever and whatnot, yeah. But I have no doubt in Terrence Bud Crawford whatsoever. Absolutely zero. Now, these Errol Spence fans, obviously, you could tell by the way that they act that they feel different. You know, because had it been a fight that they're confident about, they would rush towards this fight. They would beg to see this fight. They would want to see this fight. And if you ever want an example, just look at Canelo Alvarez fans. Any fight that they're more than positive that he can win, they're for that. Anybody he could possibly lose, Andrade, Benavidez, Charlo, whatever, they don't want to see those. So we know how to read the signs. And like I said, Errol Spence fans reek of fear. I'm talking about they reek of it. It's thick. You can hardly breathe. That's how much fear toxin that they putting off over there. But Errol Spence don't tell me how good Terrence Bud Crawford is. You know? And the thing is, Terrence is already in Hall of Famer status. You know, you're going to have to seek out something a little bit bigger than Errol. I don't know who it is or what division that is in, but 147 definitely ain't it. You know, and that's just my personal opinion, what I feel about it, because I don't feel the threat. I want something where I feel like it's a strong possibility of him losing. I don't got that with Errol Spence. I'm sorry. I just don't. Other people may have. I just don't. So I look for something greater for Terrence Bud Crawford. Like I said, what division it's in and who it is, I'm not sure yet. But for me, it's definitely not Errol Spence. And that's just my opinion on that. I'm out.